The rain came. The lightning flashed. 20,000 Filipino fans were sent scrambling for shelter. Alex Eala was leading 6-1, 3-0, serving for complete domination. Then, the match was suspended. The tennis world waited. The speculation began. Would the delay break her momentum? Would Ruse recover? And then, Alex Eala spoke. Her words stunned the tennis world, not because she was angry, because she was gracious, because she was focused, because she revealed something nobody expected. Cincinnati, August 15, 2026. The Lindner Family Tennis Center was buzzing with an energy that no one had ever seen before. The tournament has hosted Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Serena Williams. It has witnessed epic battles and historic moments, but it has never seen a crowd like this. The yellow shirts filled every section. The Philippine flags waved from every corner. The chants of Eala, Eala echoed through the stands hours before the match even began. Eala entered the tournament as the number 17 seed, the highest seeding of her career at a WTA 1000 event. She had earned a first-round bye and was carrying a strong North American hardcourt record of 7-1 this season, including a WTA title at the Mubadala DC Open and a round of 16 finish at the National Bank Open in Toronto. The stage was set. The revenge tour was about to continue, and 20,000 fans were ready to erupt. 2 years ago, Gabriela-Ruse had denied Alex Eala her maiden U.S. Open main draw appearance. Flushing Meadows, August 2024, the U.S. Open qualifiers. Eala was just 19 years old, ranked number 153 in the world, and on the verge of something special. She was one match away, one win away from her first Grand Slam main draw. The dream was so close she could taste it. Ruse was ranked number 122, a veteran, a player who had been on tour for years, a player who had been in this position before. The match was a battle from the very first point. Eala came out firing, her aggressive baseline game overwhelming Ruse from the start. She won the first set 6-3. The dream was within reach, the crowd was behind her, the momentum was on her side. Then, everything changed. Ruse, the experienced veteran, adjusted her strategy. She started slicing, she started changing the pace, she started making Eala work for every single point. Ruse fought back, winning the second set 6-1 and the third 6-4. The dream was shattered. Eala walked off the court with tears in her eyes. She had come so close, so painfully close. The loss stung, it haunted her, it fueled her. Now she was taking her revenge. The first set was a statement. Eala came out firing, her aggressive baseline game overwhelming Ruse from the first point. She dropped the first game, then won 9 consecutive games. The Filipina was simply manhandling the Romanian. The yellow shirts waved, the chants grew louder, the Lindner Family Tennis Center was electric. It was not just a tennis match, it was a celebration, a community coming together to support their champion, and Eala was giving them exactly what they came to see. Ruse looked lost, frustrated. She called for a medical timeout, having her right ankle taped and evaluated by trainers. But the break did not help. Eala broke serve immediately, extending her lead to 3-0 in the second set. She was serving at 15-0 when the skies darkened. Then the rain came. Dark clouds rolled over the Lindner Family Tennis Center. A lightning and thunderstorm warning forced officials to halt play. Eala's dominant performance was put on hold. The Queen of Hearts had to wait. The suspension came at the worst possible moment. Eala had Ruse on the ropes. She was serving at 15-0, leading 6-1, 3-0. The momentum was entirely hers. The match was slipping away from Ruse with every point. The Filipina was playing at a level that left the Romanian with no answers. But the weather had other plans. Organizers suspended play across the tournament grounds, and fans were left waiting for the skies to clear. The timing was cruel.
Eala had been on the verge of completing the most satisfying revenge of her career. She was just a few games away from avenging the loss that had haunted her for 2 years. She was just a few points away from silencing the doubters. Instead, she was forced to wait, to regroup, to stay focused. The delay could give Ruse a chance to recover, to adjust, to believe she could still win. But Eala has shown she can handle adversity. She has faced injuries, exhaustion, and pressure. She has beaten the best players in the world. She has packed stadiums across 2 countries, and she has learned to embrace life in the spotlight, even when it feels heavy. There are moments where it's heavy, there are moments when it's fun, but at the end of the day, I am also aware that it's a crazy experience, so I'm just trying to take it all in, she said in her pre-tournament press conference.
The tennis world waited. Social media buzzed with speculation. Fans debated whether Ruse would return. Analysts predicted the outcome. And then the news came. Ruse retired. The Romanian, who had called for a medical timeout prior to the suspension due to a right foot injury, decided she could not continue. The match was over. Eala had won. The tennis world was stunned. But what Eala said next was even more shocking. Eala did not celebrate, she did not pump her fist, she did not gloat. Instead, she showed the grace and humility that has made her a phenomenon. Of course, nobody likes to finish a match with a retirement. First and foremost, I just want to wish Gabriela-Ruse a speedy recovery. Injuries aren't fun, so I hope she recovers soon, she said in her post-match press conference. The words were a reflection of her character. Eala had been denied her revenge on the court. She had not been able to finish the match on her own terms, but she refused to let that diminish her victory. She was gracious, she was respectful, she was a true champion. I think that I was playing well. I think I felt the ball good, was really focused and tried to keep myself in the zone. I think I did a good job of that, she added. Eala also reflected on the suspension itself. She spoke about the challenge of staying focused through the delay, the importance of maintaining momentum, and the lessons she has learned from the experience. Momentum exists. Momentum is a thing, I guess, but it's not concrete, and it doesn't give you any 100% answers, she had said before the tournament. The words were a reflection of her maturity. She knows that momentum can help, but it does not guarantee anything. The tennis world was stunned, not by the retirement, by Eala's reaction. She had been on the verge of complete domination. She had been denied a satisfying victory, and yet she was gracious. She was focused. She was already looking ahead. The Queen of Hearts had shown her true character. The retirement may have been anticlimactic, but the revenge was already complete. Eala had dominated Ruse from the first point. She had won 9 consecutive games. She had shown the tennis world that she was a different player, a stronger player, a more dangerous player. Ruse had no answers. The revenge had been delivered. Eala's victory over Ruse is just the latest chapter in a revenge tour that has become legendary. The Filipina is not just winning matches, she is rewriting her history. Every player who once beat her is now being hunted down. Every loss is being avenged. Every defeat is being transformed into a victory. Ruse is now on that list. Cincinnati is the stage. Eala's victory over Ruse sets up a potential showdown with world number 10 Amanda Anisimova in the round of 32. Anisimova is a 2-time Grand Slam finalist with some of the tour's cleanest power from the baseline, particularly off her two-handed backhand. The matchup would be a test of Eala's ability to handle elite competition. If she advances, reigning Wimbledon champion Linda Noskova could be waiting in the round of 16. Noskova has beaten Eala twice this season, 6-2, 6-0 at Indian Wells and 6-2, 6-4 in the Berlin Open semifinals. It would be another chance for Eala to avenge a loss and continue her revenge tour. A potential quarterfinal against Jessica Pegula looms. Eala already defeated Pegula in the Washington final. A rematch would be highly anticipated. Beyond that, Iga Swiatek or Elena Rybakina could stand in her way in the semifinals, with Ariana Sabalenka or Coco Gauff at the other end of the draw. The Cincinnati Open serves as Eala's last major tune-up before the U.S. Open later this month. She has already made history there, winning the junior title in 2022 and becoming the first Filipino player in the Open era to win a main draw Grand Slam match.
Now she returns as a top 20 player, a player who has beaten the best, a player who has packed stadiums across 2 countries, a player who has just completed the most satisfying revenge of her career. Eala has said, "As we say, I've come far, but I have still farther to go." The journey is far from over. Cincinnati is just another step. The US Open is the next big goal. The Queen of Hearts is here, and she is just getting started. The Eala effect is real. The revenge tour continues, and the tennis world is watching.